What's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Greenleaf Season 5, Episode 1. Y'all, I'm so happy this show is back. I love this show. I am so disappointed that they are ending it with this season. I feel like it has been on a steady incline, and now you guys want to pull the carpet from out under us? I'm really disappointed about that, you guys. This season to me promises to be very good as well. I know they have a plan to have a spinoff, but I'm not really interested in a spinoff. I still want to know what happens with pretty much everybody on this show right now. So I'm just like, maybe I'll feel differently towards the end of the season, but I'm going to be really sad when the show, because it's so good, you guys. It just gives me everything. And I love doing videos for shows that I really enjoy. And I think that you guys actually like, you can tell when I really like a show or something, you know, that I'm having a good time with. This is definitely one of those ones. So I was like, let me get out here. I actually just watched it. I was out last night, so I didn't even watch it last night. I just watched it this morning, but it was really good. Really, really good, you guys. So with no more further ado, let me get my acting chops on, you guys. I got a lot to do today. Okay, you guys, but let's get to it, shall we? Okay, you guys know how I like to do. I had to rearrange the show and put everything, their separate stories in their separate spaces. So we're going to do it out of order, but it'll make sense to the video. Let's start with the shit that we don't really care about that much. Well, you know, it's not as scandalous as the rest of the show. Let's start with Sophia. So we see Sophia. She is running, jogging, and she gets a call from, oh boy, the NBA player. I forgot what his name is, you guys. You guys know I always forget at the beginning. But I remember everybody else. Anyway, she gets a call from him. You know, he want to know when's the next time he gonna see her. She was just like, how about 6 o'clock tonight? And he was like, bet, I can come pick you up. And she was like, no, because Nikki there, and you know, she a little salty. He was like, Nikki still staying there? Yeah, but that's okay. We gonna figure it out. You come on through. I'll be waiting for you 6 o'clock. So later on, we see 6 o'clock comes, I'm supposing, and she shows up at Mr. Man's house. And when he comes to the door, you know, he kind of looking all like tentative. You know, he don't really know what to say. She's like, you know, hey, you. And then when she sees how he's looking, she's like, what's wrong? And then you see old Nikki over there. She's sitting at the table and she's looking like she's crying. And she was like, what is she doing here? And he was like, oh, we trying to figure it out. You know, we said we were going to figure it out. What's the fuck to figure out? You guys was boyfriend and girlfriends at one time and now y'all not together no more. Okay? You already know where this story is going. Nikki gonna be pregnant, child. And it's gonna kill Sophia because we know Sophia can't have kids. And that's gonna be the end of that. So we can get on with that storyline. We already know what's what. He was like, you know, do you mind if I call you, you know, when she leaves? And she was like, I'm not mad, I'm hurt. I said, girl, you gonna be mad in a little while when you find out what's gonna happen here. I don't even know why she ain't put 2 and 2 together, but you know, Sophia, she a little green. He looking all worried and everything, and he goes back in the house and Sophia leaves. So that's the end of that. Bishop and Grace, they are there at the church. It is no longer in their family. It now belongs to Harmony and Hope and Harmony, whatever the name is, H&H. Bishop is standing in the pulpit. He's looking out pensively. You know, Grace comes and joins them at the pulpit. They looking out at the empty, you know, room, the congregate where the congregation would be. Wow, this is really happening, you know. So they walk out and you see the movers. They're moving all the stuff into the moving trucks, taking things out of the church. In front, H&H has actually a reporter out there that's talking about, you know, the big changes that's coming to the church. Ain't they got their damn nerve, you know? So Grace and Bishop, they walk on by. She was like, why do you even have us here? Like, isn't that heartbreaking to see, you know, them throwing pictures of, you know, Bishop, you know, in his robe. Like, praise the Lord, you know. They throwing it into the truck. And he was like, Grace, I learned a long time ago that it's better to be there when something passes away. This is just to show you that God's got something better for you in store that's coming. But what does break the bishop's heart is when he sees the mover so recklessly and carelessly throwing the cross into the back of the truck. You know, that's what actually breaks his heart. You know what, Gigi, maybe you was right. We shouldn't have came down here. Let's go. Now, back at the house, Lady May, you know, she talking to Maricel and she's telling her how she's doing this fast right now because, you know, if Jesus was able to do all that he did in the little time that he had, you know, just imagine what she can do as well. Okay, so she talking to Maricel. Maricel ain't really with it, but this is Lady Mae, so what can she say? Then Aaron comes by. And, Lady Mae was like, Aaron, what are you here for? And he says that he's there to see Grace. Well, Grace is not there yet. So he sits down with Lady Mae. Lady Mae was like, you know what, Aaron, if I could be very truthful with you, I don't even want the church anymore. It finally came to her that maybe she was doing all that hard work and fighting for it, and that wasn't even what she was supposed to be fighting for. Aaron was just like, you sure you okay with this fast? I ain't got you thinking a little loopy? She just waiting on her answer from God. Now, while she's sitting there talking to Aaron, in walks Bishop and Grace. And Bishop goes up to Aaron. He's just like, how you doing, son? Gives him a pat on the back and walks out, ignores Lady Mae. And she was just like, he's mad at me from a misconception. But Lady Mae ain't got time to be sitting up there with it. She already still waiting on her sign from God. She doing this fast. So she excuses herself and lets Grace and Aaron speak, and she's like, okay, so what gives? And he says, AJ should be here to hear this. And I'm thinking to myself, like, didn't AJ leave? Now, AJ did all of that last season, and why he need to be there? And then suddenly here's AJ. He's sitting there with Grace. I said, he didn't go far, huh? Nigga, just be talking. Just be talking, you guys. That's why he gets on my nerves. So anyway, we got him there, and now Aaron is telling them the case was dropped. And both Grace and AJ are looking like, what? Oh, yeah, the case was dropped. Actually, they caught the real person that robbed the pharmacy. He shows a picture of the person. And of course, when Grace looks at the picture, we know who it is. Remember, we had all of these theories last season that it was an angel from God that had been sent down. Well, this is the guy that was robbing the pharmacies. And actually, surprise, surprise, old angel has actually gotten killed the night before because he was robbing another pharmacy and they had a shootout there. So he was shot and killed. So yeah, he was the person that was doing all the robbing of the pharmacies, not AJ. AJ is off the hook. He's free. They closed the case. They dropped the case. They're not going to press charges. Both Grace and AJ are sitting there looking like, I said, okay, now AJ did say that he did it, right? I'm thinking to myself, like, AJ already confessed that he did it. We all know that he did it. Okay, so Grace is looking and AJ is looking, and Aaron, of course, doesn't know why they have these looks on their face. I think he just thinks that they're shocked. He said, it's a miracle. It's a blessing from God. I said, God ain't in the middle of this kind of confusion. Y'all know good and damn well God ain't gonna send somebody else down there to get killed. And I said, cut it out. But I guess, he gonna say, thank God for this. And I said, Aaron, honey, you don't even know. Now, let's jump over to Jacob and that damn Zora mama. She all smug, sitting there eating her food in in their quarters of the house. She's all going on and on about this will. He says, now what is this you think you're gonna do with the will? She said, you shouldn't be worried about me. You need to be worried about what the jury gonna think when they see the will and think that your parents got somebody killed and yada, yada, yada. He was like, my parents have nothing to do with that. And she was like, Mac's name is all up and through there. Well, we already know Mac was doing his old dirt. Come on, Zora mama, you gonna be like this? Oh, bitch. So Jacob was like, so where did you get this information from your Latin lover, Fernando? And she said, don't worry about where I got my information from. He said, from him. I should have known. And she was like, what you need to be worrying about is you better take care of me in this divorce like no other woman has been taken care of in the state of Tennessee, or you gonna be sorry. He was like, fine. Lady, don't nobody feel like fighting with your old evil ass. Go on and get your lawyer, get your terms together, whatever. So he goes outside. And he's got the wheel with him or whatever. And he sees Aaron. Aaron is leaving from talking with Grace and, Lady Mae and everything. And so he was like, hey, Aaron, come over here for a second. He said, can you take a look at this? And, so Aaron is reading it over. He's like, yeah, that ain't really good. And he was like, but why? Because it says right there, he says, well, legally, yes, it does say what it says there, but still I would like to see the will that superseded this, so that I can know that someone else was the beneficiary. So, maybe you can get your hands on that. That will probably look better for you. Jacob thanks him for his time and he walks off. So then Jacob takes his phone out of his pocket. He says, hey, Siri. I said, oh, look at you guys. Y'all got Apple on your payroll? Y'all doing shout outs for Apple? Hey, Siri, call Joyce Myers. And then whoever Joyce Myers is, they don't answer the phone. And he says, Alexis, this is Jacob, give me a call. I said, well, you said Joyce Myers. You got somebody under a different name under your phone, Jacob. You still out there running them streets. Next, we see him at his old flame's house. And when I say old flame, child, I mean old. Didn't she look old? I was like, what's going on with this? She had like an extra, it was wrinkled and stuff. She looked old. But y'all remember old white girl from the first season, the one he was having the affair with, okay? Well, he didn't keep her in the phone. And now he has to have a talk with her. She lets him in the house, and she already got an attitude with him. You know, she's standing in the kitchen talking to him, and I see all of these drawings, you know, for a kid. Look like they might be 3-4 years old. We see toys around and everything, and I'm thinking to myself like, oh, Jacob. Now, we do, we do the little mathematics, add up the dates. Carry the one like Shanae. This child should be right around the age of what y'all two child would be together if you guys did have a babies, you know. So when Jacob comes in the house and he see all of that, you know, you can see him in his stupid self, you know, you can see the Tetris blocks trying to line up in his mind like, duh, she got a daughter or a son? And the baby look like she might be 4 or 5? What is this? And we messed around? Which way did they go, George? Which way did they go? He's stupid. So anyway, he come on in the house and sits down. And she was like, so what do you want, Jacob? Little Jacobina, she running around in the background playing. He asked her about Mac's paperwork. You know, do you know anything about this, that, and the other? And she was just like, oh, fuck, that's the reason why you came over here. You got a whole bunch of damn nerves come over here trying to ask me for a damn favor. You got me thrown out of my church. Then you got me thrown out of the other church, the next church. And he was like, I'm sorry. And she was like, I don't know what the fuck Mac was doing. Like, I was his administrative assistant. He didn't bring women around me and all of that. So I don't know none of that. Well, I need your help because me and Zora Mama, we getting a divorce. Okay, had to throw that in there just in case. Okay, niggas ain't shit, you guys. So she was just like, oh, so she came to her senses, huh? He was like, yeah, I guess. So I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row. You know, then he look around, he says, so are you married? You see any rings on this finger? No, fool. I'm not married. You know, then he look around and he look at the baby, little Jacobina. He says, is she mine? And she was like, if she was yours, I wouldn't have kept it. Okay, no, fool, this ain't yours. But I was like, oh, Jacob, you know that's yours. That little black baby over there whose hair was done very well. I said, very good, Alexis. I mean, you was able to get that, get your royal crown and put it on there real. I was impressed. She know that child is his, but she ain't gonna tell him right now. We'll probably get it later. Child, what if they decided to have a spinoff be on that thick neck ass stupid Jacob? Her. Anyway, Jacob is about to leave, and when he's walking out, she blurts out, he had a storage, such and such a place, you might want to go there. He may have kept a lot of paperwork and shit there that she didn't know nothing about. Jacob thanks her for that, and we off to the storage. He's at the storage place. And it's been there, I guess, for 2 years. And the guy was like, yeah, once you go through this storage, you gonna pay me up for these 2 years that this shit been there. I was like, how long they keep a storage? I mean, I guess. Leah, if you watching, let us know how long they keep storage before they sell everything. But he said, yeah, pay up on this 2 years. And Jacob was like, yeah, and put 6 more on 6 more months on the books. This looked like this gonna take a long time because actually the place is packed full with banker boxes and stuff like that. Okay, so Jacob has his work cut out for him. Let's jump over to Grace. Grace goes, and it's a blast from the past, you guys, goes to visit old Darius, fine ass Rick Fox. He's in his office, he's on the phone, and then when he sees her, she's like a sight for sore eyes. When she comes in, he lets her know how hard it was for him to get over her. You got a lot of nerve showing up here. She kind of smiled to herself like, I still got him. She was like, I need a favor. What can Darius do? He cannot resist Grace. So he says, you want to go get coffee? All right, so they go to the little cafe, and he's like, well, what you gonna do now? Y'all ain't got the church no more. And she's like, I don't really know. Okay, but what am I here for? I need you to do a little digging on this story for me. And he was like, well, what's that? So she tells him about this kid robbing the pharmacy. He was like, the pharmacy cowboy or whatever they called him. She was like, yeah, this guy supposedly robbed these pharmacies, but he showed up on the property when I was at the sister's grave the day before, just out the blue. you know, and then all of a sudden he get killed in this shootout. She want to know who he is exactly. Darius says, okay, well, he'll definitely look into that for her, you know. And then when he's leaving, he says, and Grace, you know, she was like, what? He said, it was nice seeing you. She was like, nice seeing you too. I was like, girl, you and old Ricky might be making it back to each other. So she goes home, and AJ's annoying ass is sitting in there, you know. I thought you was ready to leave, fool. He's sitting in there and he looking like, you know, something is bothering us. I said, what's wrong with you now, boy? So she sit down and she was just like, what's wrong now, AJ? God gave you an out, so you need to accept it. And he was like, I can't accept it because it's not right. I said, that's because God ain't sent it. But child, I guess you still better take this blessing whether it came from below or above at this point. He's all like, I did it. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, fool, what do you want to do? What's going to make you happy right now? Do you want to go to jail? Would you like to go to jail? Go down there and tell the people that you did it and they killed the wrong person. Okay, is that going to make you feel better? Are you just determined to be depressed and mad all the damn time? I said, Roxanne, don't get your blood. Listen, AJ not fixing to he ain't fixing to kill me. You was not fixing to get my blood boiling today. He's all worried, like, when they find out it's really me, you know, they gonna come after me and all this. And she was like, listen, the case is closed. They know for a fact that they think for a fact that it was the other guy. They closed it. You ain't got to worry about it. They not coming after you. None of that. Can you just please relax a little bit? Let's go out tonight as a family. Me, you, Sophia. You know, he was like, what, to party? She was like, yeah, a little bit. I said, oh, Grace. Now, you know you ain't supposed to be partying when this innocent boy done got killed. I mean, he wasn't innocent, but he got blamed for something that he didn't do. And now you got your son, who really gets on our fucking nerves, by the way. He's getting away with something. So come on, Grace. You don't need, no, this ain't right. This ain't right. But you know, Grace love her AJ child. So he was like, okay, Ma, you know, we can go on. We can do a little partying. Okay. And she's like, good. You know, Grace walks on out. And so then he jumps up and he start putting shit in his bag. You know, he always putting something in the damn bag. You know, he's about to run out. And then he looks at himself in the mirror. And I guess he telling himself, like, how can you live with yourself for doing what you did and knowing somebody else died about it? AJ is fighting his demons as usual. But you know, when I saw him grab that bag, I was like, go on, boy, just go, get on, go. Goodbye. We see Grace. She goes back to her quarters and she's making a reservation for dinner that evening. And then she gets a call breaking in as Darius. I said, well, damn, Darius worked fast. Darius already got some news for her. It wasn't on the pharmacy cowboy, though. This is on Bob Whitmore. Okay. He knows why Bob is in Tennessee. He want to talk to Grace in person. It's that important. Now, let's jump over to Charity. I forgot to tell you guys that Charity had the nerve to have an attitude when she was leaving the house and Lady May called her Benedictine Arnold. But whatever, when she left the house, she was going over to the church. She's walking down the halls, like I'm supposing, to her new assistant pastor office. And here come old sidekick Phil. She got an attitude, of course, with him, obviously. This nigga got the nerve to pull her to the side and tell her that he miss her. And she was just like, listen here, sidekick Phil. My family hates me. I said, you think? You should hate yourself too, stupid ass. My love life is in shambles. You know, when you dropped me and threw me in the trash like a bag of shit. I said, oh, Charity curses now? Excusez-moi. And baby, the only thing I have left is this assistant pastorship. So she ain't gonna mess that up, not even for your cheating, philandering self. Oh, sidekick Phil, he's all, you know, I just want us to be, you know, have a united front when we meet with the staff. We about to meet with the board and all of that. I want us to be. She was like, oh, it will be united. And you better be sure it's gonna be a front. Go on and give your white woman my best. I was like, now just the night before, he was big and bad up in the house. All of a sudden now he miss her and he's sorry and he want a united front. I said, sidekick Phil, which side you gonna be on? But whatever, they go and they talk to the staff, the board and the staff, you know, and they talking to him and sidekick Phil is trying to put them at ease and tell them, you know, H&H is about to be bigger and better than ever. You know, we're gonna tear this shit down. We're gonna put something up nicer. You know, we gonna really come correct. The board is sitting there looking like, what? And then Charity jumps in, and you guys are going to be happy to know that I have a sermon all written up for you guys. It talks about black women who are forgotten in the church. Okay, she kind of look over at Sidekick. I said, girl, don't nobody want to hear about your personal problems in the pulpit. That's exactly why you don't need to be no damn pastor. You ain't being led by God. You being led by your heart and your stupid ass mind. But whatever, she tell him that every Sunday, Sidekick feels like every fourth Sunday. She said every Sunday she gonna be preaching a good word. Y'all make sure that y'all come and listen. They just looking at her like she crazy. And so Sidekick Phil tells them, okay, thank y'all for y'all time. He dismisses everybody, and they all kind of looking like they ain't really sure what just happened here. Now, the minister of music was there as well, and he kind of looking over at Charity, and when Sidekick Phil pulls her to the side, he says, I know what you're trying to do. And she was like, listen here, Negro, I'm going to do what I got to do, okay? And when your great white hoes show up here, then she can do whatever she got to do. But listen, until that time, it's all about me, baby. It's all about me. So she goes storming out, and the minister of music guy, he kind of go out after her, but we see Connie's ass, and now Connie looking all worried, and I was like, Connie, this all your damn fault. But anyway, the minister of music, he goes to Charity's office and knocks on the door. She's like, praying, okay, but he comes on in. You're gonna have to tell Jesus to hold on for a second, because I need to talk to you. Okay, listen, I didn't work for 25 years as a minister of music to be sitting up here dealing with, these white folks up in our church. I'm gonna have to go, And she was like, I wish I could quit too. I said, girl, you could quit. Don't nobody care if you're gonna be there. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Girl, you could make the announcement today and we would not lose one tear. But the board members, oh, now they just so concerned. Now they go rushing over to Bishop's house, and they just so worried about what's going to happen. They going to tear down the church. We didn't know they was going to do that. If we knew that, we wouldn't even have voted for Harmony and Hope, Hope and Harmony. Bitch, well, Lady Mae tried to tell y'all. Y'all was so big and bad and mad at Lady Mae and blaming everything that Mac did on Lady Mae, and y'all was so wanting to listen to Connie, and Connie then got paid off by these people. And now you guys sitting up there with regrets. We'll see what regrets get you. You about to lose your whole damn church. Claire said, I'm not going to church in no gym. I was like, well, maybe they'll get a nice little warehouse for you guys to go to. Bishop was like, oh, I know what we need to do. But first, how about we pray, ladies? Talk to God and let him weigh in. Oh, Bishop already got the vision, but he gonna get the rest of the girls on board. I think they on board already, but we'll do a little praying if it makes you feel better. So after he finished praying, he go in there and he talked to Lady Mae. Lady Mae, she doing her fast, so all she having is tea. Bishop was like, Maricel told me about this fast that you're doing, but I need you. Misty and Clara, they finally seeing the light and realizing what you was trying to tell them was right. Now they mad and they want the church back and all of this. But listen, God then gave Bishop a different vision. And what vision would that be? I was sitting around here wanting to be the pastor and do all of this, but I saw how you were in that pulpit and I saw the effect that you had on the people. You are the future of this church. Let's get us a new church. You and I together. He really thinks that they can do this if they do it together. Forget Harmony and Hope, Hope and Harmony. Forget that church. This was not supposed to be for us anyway. Lady Mae got that fire shut up in her bones. Look at here, Lady Mae. You ain't even got to do this fast for 40 days. Look like you might have got your answer right now. And Bishop says, and to make it all better, I want you and I to go down to the city hall and get married. Okay, today? And he was like, today. And she was just like, oh, boy, you so crazy. I love Bishop and Lady Mae. I love them two together. Oh, I'm so sad this show is ending, you guys. Sidekick Phil. So he's at his house. It's cold and sterile without the warmth of Charity there. But Charity's picture is up on the wall, or on the little cork board. But he's not with Charity anymore. Got to take that down when your pink toe come up in there. Stop. So he takes it down and he's kind of looking at it longingly, like, oh, that was my chocolate drop right there. And then the doorbell rings. So he goes to the door and it's Charity. Oh, Charity, she's always a part of drama. She had to come on over. I just wanted to give you your ring back. And he was like, no, don't give me that ring back, Take the ring, keep it. And she was like, keep it for what? As a fucking consolation prize? He was like, Charity, I always love you. I will always love you. Okay, don't do this. And she was like, but why are you doing this? Okay, why are you doing this to me and my family? Because Bob is making me do this. I can't stop it. You know, I worked 20 years to get to this point and I just can't let it go. But I always will love you, girl. And she was just like, oh, you can't let it go, huh? But you was able to let me go. I said, yeah, girl, so there go your answer. So she was like, yeah, you gonna take this damn ring, nigga, I don't want it. So she leaves, and I was just like, oh, well, Charity, doesn't look like you're big enough to surpass his dreams, his goals. Girl, there's plenty more men in the sea. Go on to somebody else. Now, Grace, she goes back and she meets with Darius. And Darius was like, you know, I kept on talking to him, you know, and he was telling me all about the church and all of that. But then when I kept pressing him about the fact that he was leaving Phoenix to come to Tennessee, you know, he got real vague. And Grace was like, I know. That's exactly what he was doing to me as well. He would never come clean about any of that. He said, so I did a little bit more digging. And she was like, okay, what's the scoop? Oh, well, he was able to find out that he bought a house in some city, I'm supposing, in Tennessee. Okay. Bought it a year ago. Haven't lived in it though, but I guess you have to show residency when you're trying to do what he was doing. Okay. And he also gave donations to a lot of local charities, you know, trying to establish himself in the area. Okay. She says that sounds like somebody that's doing like a super, what is it called? A super, I can't think of the name right now, but somebody that's trying to, like I said, establish themselves. He says, yes, he's running for Senate. Okay. For the Republican chair, the Senate chair. And, you know, we could actually expose him. And Grace was like, I don't know about that. That's actually a good plan that he had. He did it all the right way. It'll be hard to kind of expose him. And, you know, Darius is trying to tell her, no, we can do this. It's going to work out, yada, yada, yada. Grace don't even think they have enough time. They're tearing down the church next week. But they don't have time to even sit here and talk about it because Grace gets a text message and it says she's invited to a wedding. She's like, I got to go. Evidently, somebody's getting married. I said, your mama and your daddy. They so sweet, you guys. Back at the house, we see Thick Neck Jacob and or Zora Mama. You know, they at the house and he's getting dressed. She was like, so when did this marriage thing come up? And he was like, I don't know. They just told me to come to the wedding. That's what they doing today. That's what we about to do. Okay, he getting dressed. He real short patience with Zora Mama. So she walks up next to him in the mirror and she says, well, I met with I said, bitch, don't get all docile now. I met with the lawyer and, you know, was able to get my terms together and, you know, I'm going to present them to you. And he was like, girl, don't even waste your time. I don't need no lawyer, nothing. Take whatever the hell you want. I'm not fighting you, not wasting my money doing it. I said, no, what? Not wasting your mama, your daddy money, Thick Neck. You ain't got no damn money. You broke. So, like I said, little patience for Zora Mama. He turned around and walk out. While he's walking out, she says, well, I think that's very smart. He ain't even listening to her. He walk out the door and she kind of standing there looking stupid. I said, that's what you get. You was all big and bad too, Zora Mama. You thought you wanted to be with old Fernando Lamas and you done ruined your whole damn marriage for nothing because you ain't getting shit. You ain't getting nothing. They're about to leave the house, you know. Bishop and Lady May, they look very nice, you know. They're rushing out with Jacob and Zora Mama, Zora with them, you know. Zora's taking the video. Bishop want to make sure that she gets it all, you know, and she gonna put it on Instagram or Snapchat or one of those social media things. Zora's also trying to get video of her mama, you know. Of course, her old mama will mean surly ass just kind of walk off. She was like, what's wrong with her? You know, asking her dad. And he was like, don't even worry about your dumb mama. While they're out there, Sophia comes rushing up. I said, what Sophia got on? Well, this child ain't got no clothes on. I mean, you can see her bra. I mean, I was just like, no, Sophia, you can't go, no. Okay. She would come rushing up, you know, she's sorry. She was downtown. She got here as fast as she could, you know, and Zora was like, so where you been? Okay. And she's like, oh, my friend Roberta's house. And she was like, skank. And they start arguing and Lady May was like, what is going on between the two of you guys? Nothing. Don't even worry about it, Lady May. Because pretty soon Sophia ain't gonna be with old boy anyway. But no, she gonna run in the house and get a jacket. She need to change her whole fucking outfit, if you ask me. Grace pulls up, are we really doing this? Yeah. And then here come Charity with her dumb ass, she's looking like, oh, so you getting married? And they were like, Bishop was like, yes, Charity, get in the car. And she was like, oh, you want me to get in the car? I said, no, I don't. I really don't want you to get in no cars. I don't even know why you still around. Like, why are we even dealing with Charity right now? It's 2 days later or whatnot. Ain't nobody trying to talk to your stupid self. But no, Bishop, he always gonna love his baby Charity. He knows she ain't got no damn sense, y'all. See, he's Charity, get in the car. So she feels good. Like, okay, so everybody is getting in the car, rushing. Here comes Sophia. She coming back out. And Grace was like, where's AJ? I said, girl, AJ ain't in this family. Girl, nobody care about no AJ. Sophia's like, I didn't see him in the house when I went in there. And Grace was like, no, he was in there, So while everybody's getting their car, they about to leave, Grace goes in the house. I said, well, maybe he done ran off and, So she looking through the house, AJ ain't around. She goes to the bathroom, tries to open it, it's locked. I said, oh. I shouldn't laugh, you guys. When she finally busts the door open, there go AJ on the floor. He done slit his damn wrist, y'all. He bleeding out. Listen, it's taking everything in me not to say something. I'm trying to be sensitive to the fact that this boy just done killed himself on the show. But all I will say is I am perfectly fine that AJ ain't gonna be around no more. AJ was miserable. And, wasn't nothing gonna make the boy happy. We was about sick of AJ. So I hate to see him go like this. I would rather prefer he just left somewhere, but that wasn't gonna work because AJ comes back like, mold. He just always returns. He's always back around, So AJ is bleeding out on the floor. Of course, Grace sees her son. She runs to him like, why did you do this? I need some help. I need the ambulance. Somebody help me. Why did you do this? I said, because he is not happy. Not happy deep in his soul, Grace. Besides, like I said, God is not in the middle of no confusion. God did not send that other boy for that boy to get killed and all it. That sounds like the devil's work to me. So all of this was wrong, and look at how this all ended up. But hey, all I'm going to say is I hope that, AJ can find the peace that he could never find on earth. How is that? And that was the end. So I'm thinking to myself like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good season. The previews for the whole rest of the season look good. You guys, I'm with it. I'm with it. I am. So how did you guys, it's hot in this car and it's early. It's like 9:30. Anyway, you guys, how did you guys feel about the episode? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? All right, you guys, that's it. Let me get off of here. I'm going to get this edited, try to get this up before 12 o'clock. So I'm going to go work on it now, you guys. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. itsrox. The channel's itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.